if without any treatment. So the heart failure and infections can cause the people with thalassemia to death, to become fatal. And also the abdominal swelling is also a common problem that being faced by the thalassemic. So not only the outlook, not only the physical look, the urines of the patient will also become darker in color. Okay, therefore, when we see the people around us show such corresponding signs and symptoms, we need to inform them and also bring them to seek further medical advices as soon as possible. Okay, for the next one, I'm going to explain to you about the cause. So, the thalassemia is being caused by the autosomal recessive gene, which results in the gene mutation, which is just like what I mentioned earlier, the mutated hemoglobin gene. Okay, so the mutation in the DNA cells will produce hemoglobin. Okay, and also this thalassemia is actually an autosomal recessive disease, and the recessive gene is also the leading factors of this disease, which means, and I will explain this to you later. And the recessive gene means it will cause to the synthesis of the abnormal hemoglobin, and it is also the cause of the defective gene found in the autosome, so that it can be passed down from the thalassemia parents or the carrier thalassemia parents to the children. So if both the mother and also the father, they are the carrier of thalassemia, there are 25% of the child will get thalassemia disease. Okay? And 25% of the offspring will become the carrier. Okay. And another 25% of the offspring will become the normal children, which do not carry the thalassemia gene, and they are not carrier, and they are not thalassemic. Okay. So actually, the carrier refers to the person that has one normal gene and one mutated thalassemia gene in the whole body cells. Okay, so let's say if two parents they are carrier, then they will have one child which is thalassemic, two child which is the carrier, and another last child which is the normal child. Okay. So, for the other cause, right, the alpha and beta chains will build out the hemoglobin molecule, and the gene mutation actually occurs over here. So, for the severity of the alpha thalassemia, it is actually depending on the number of inherited gene mutation. Means the gene mutation occurs at the hemoglobin molecule. Okay, so the person with the severe thalassemia has more mutated genes. Okay, which means the more mutated genes that the person have, the more severe the thalassemia disease is. So for the beta thalassemia, right, it is actually caused by the deletion or one or more than one nucleotides in the beta globin allele. So the part of affected hemoglobin molecule is actually the determining factors of and also the severity of the thalassemia disease to the person. Okay, so let's move on to the treatment. There are actually a few types of treatments that is very popular and the only treatments that can be received by the thalassemic patients. Let me explain one by one, okay? So for the first one, right, with untreated thalassemia, the internal organ that I mentioned before, such as the heart, the liver, the spleen, okay, will become enlarged, and the iron accumulation will occur in the internal organ, which can cause fatal. Okay, so for the frequent blood transfusions on weekly basis is very important for the severe thalassemic patient, because it can highly reduce the iron content in the blood. So the next one is the iron chelation therapy. Okay, the first one is the blood transfusion. The second one is the iron chelation therapy. Iron chelation